Today's video, we're going to take a look at a really cool tactical flashlight from the folks at Klarus, the XT21X. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. So a while back, I had a chance to visit with the folks at Going Gear over in Smyrna, Georgia, not too far from where I live. And they sent me home with a bunch of stuff to review. We've already taken a look at a couple of knives and things off there, but Going Gear is really well known for selling really nice flashlights and knives. And one of the lights that they sent me home with to test out, and I gotta say I'm really impressed with, is this Klarus XT21X. This flashlight has actually been officially adopted by the Hong Kong police force as their carry tactical flashlights. So in addition to that recommendation, it's just got some really good features which I think make it a very good tactical flashlight choice for pretty much anybody. So and a couple of things I think that maybe I've not seen on too many other flashlights that I really think are potentially a super good benefit for this one. So anyway, we're going to take a look at that, talk about all the features of this thing, show you some night shots, and do all that flashlight stuff right after this word from one of our sponsors. This video is sponsored by my friends at clickbelts.com, where you can save 15% by using the coupon code SOP15 at checkout. ClickBelts feature genuine Cobra buckles. They have a full lifetime warranty, and they are sewn right here in the USA in the great state of Texas. And they have some of the best customer service I've ever seen. They've even got the really cool TSA-friendly Poly Cobra buckle now. So if you're looking for a very strong, very cool belt, I encourage you to check out the folks at clickbelts.com. Don't forget, use the coupon code SOP15 to save 15%. Okay, we're back. So just a little more rambling. I'll tell you a little bit more about the flashlight. We'll take you down to the old stump top. We'll talk about the features and specs and the way this thing operates, because it's got a couple of different modes or ways of operation. And then we'll cut to the night shots and come back and wrap this up, because as cool as it is just a flashlight. So first of all, just real quickly, let's talk about this thing. It has both a side switch on it here, and we'll talk about how that works in just a minute. And then it has a USB rechargeable port here. It's got a couple little things on the bottom. It's got a push button here on the bottom, and it's got this little toggle switch here. Then it has a removable pocket clip right here, and a crenellated bezel, and some kind of cooling, heat dissipation fins here. Nice, very kind of tactical. This is all metal. It's not rubber, but it's got a very good grippy feel to it. So if your hands are wet or whatever, it won't slip as easily. And then even though it's got all these little this kind of busyness going on the tail cap, which we'll talk about, it's also got the flares on here, so you can stand it and do a tail stand if you need to. Because you can shine these things into the ceiling, and it's just like having a light on. And the reason it's got all these buttons, because it has two modes. It has what they're calling a tactical mode and an outdoor mode. And we're going to talk about that right now as we go down to the old stump top. Okay, first of all, let's get this out of the way. This is everything that comes with it. It comes with a lanyard and a couple of extra O-rings with a USB, and this is a micro USB charging cable. A really nice holster, and the holster actually has a little plastic cup in the bottom of it, so that the toggles and buttons on the bottom don't get accidentally depressed. So that they kind of keep that protected as you put it in there, like we can see that like so. And then Velcro's here, has the pass through, a Velcro belt loop, and a D-ring. And these mosquitoes are out again. I'm sorry. Hopefully they won't be all on my forehead in the video. So anyway, there's that. Let's talk about the modes and the operation of this thing, because it's not complicated to do. It's just a little complicated to explain. So I've got my paperwork here to look at. So there's a moonlight low of 5 lumens, good for 200 hours. It goes to I think that's 1200 lumens. That's good for 2.3 hours. And it goes down to medium, which is 400 lumens, good for 6.5 hours. And it goes to low, which is 100 lumens, good for 21 hours. Click it again, it goes down to back to moonlight, good for 5 hours. And it also has a strobe and an SOS feature. It's IPX8 waterproof, and it's 1 meter drop resistant. Let's just talk about how you change the modes in this thing. Basically, what's cool about this light, it has two different basic modes. It has the tactical mode and the outdoor mode. So bear with me while I try to explain this. So first of all, you switch between the two by, when it's off, you hold down the mode switch, which is this little toggle right here, little toggle here, you can see that, and the side switch at the same time for 3 seconds. Okay, so it flashed once. So it is. User setting 1 is the tactical setting. So on the tactical setting, you got a primary switch back here. If you half press it, it gives you a momentary on, and you release it, it goes off. So that's your tacticals. Momentary on, release it off. And if you click it, it goes straight to turbo, which should be 4,000 lumens. And you release it and you turn it off. Then you've got your mode switch here, the little toggle here. When it's on tactical, if you click it, it goes to strobe. If you release it in 2 seconds, it quits. If you click it and hold it for more than 2 seconds and you release it, it stays on. That's the tactical setting. While it's set to tactical, if you use the side switch, you click it once, it comes on. If you keep clicking it, it cycles through as you click it. If you double click it, it's going to give you the strobe. If you double click it again, it's going to go to SOS, which is pretty cool. So if you're in tactical mode and you want SOS, you just double click it twice. You click it again, it goes back to the original state, which is moonlight, and you click it again, hold it down, it goes off. So that's the tactical mode. Now there's an outdoor setting. The way you get to the outdoor setting again is when it's off. The way you change it, actually, whichever one it's in, you hold both the side switch and this little toggle down at the same time, and it'll click. Hold it for 3 seconds, and it'll flash twice. That means it's gone, it's changed, and now it's in the outdoor setting. So if you're in the outdoor setting, if you use the primary switch, the little rubber tail cap, half press it, it's momentary on, you release it, it goes off. If you click it, it goes straight to turbo. So click the tail cap takes you straight to turbo in outdoor setting, and then if you just click it, it turns off. If you want to use the little mode switch, the toggle switch here, when it's off, if you click it and hold it for a minute in outdoor setting, it goes to moonlight. It stays on moonlight, and if you click it again, it's going to start changing the levels. And click the tail cap, the main rubber tail cap, it'll turn off. Man, these mosquitoes are eating me up. I got to hurry up now. So then the side switch in outdoor setting, it's just going to turn on, and it just changes through the line. As you click it, it cycles through. Starts at high and goes to low. Hold it down for a few seconds, it goes off. If you double click it, it goes to strobe. Double click it again, it goes to the SOS, just like the other modes. So there's all the modes. Basically, let me boil it down for you. The difference is in the tactical setting, if you need a strobe, you can press that little toggle right there, and bam, you got a strobe right now. And when you are in the outdoor setting, it just goes to the light settings. And that's pretty much the main differences there. It also features a lockout function. When it's off in an unlocked state, hold the switch for 5 seconds, and it should flash twice. So this should be green, so you can see that it's locked. To lock the tail switch, you just got to loosen the tail cap half a turn or more, and then it'll be locked, and nothing will happen to that. Because otherwise, no matter what you got locked, you're going to have your strobe as soon as you push that little toggle down, which I think is pretty cool. It also returns to the last constant on mode when the side switch is used to turn it on. So if you want to keep it at like a medium level, like here, just turn it off. You turn it back on, it's going to come back on to the same level again, which is pretty cool. It's got a battery level indicator. When you first turn this on, you can see it's green. Maybe you can see that greenish in there. That lets you know that the battery is full, or at least up to 70%. It goes orange when it's 30% or 70, and red when it's less than 30. It flashes red when there's only 10% remaining. Also features intelligent thermal protection, so the brightness is going to be automatically adjusted to the temperature to protect the LED. You know what I didn't even talk about is the specs of this thing, so let's talk about that real quickly. It features a 1.6 inch diameter head, which is 41 millimeters, by 1.08 diameter body, which is 27.5 millimeters, and it is 6.34 inches long, which is 161 millimeters. It weighs 5.57 ounces without the battery, which I don't know why they do that, which is 158 grams. And it uses 21700 battery, and I didn't tell you that. Let me just show you that. Before the mosquitoes eat me up out here. There's that. Anyway, I got to say, I think this is a pretty cool flashlight. I like the fact that it's got an orange pure reflector, so you'll see that when we do the night shots. It does a really good throw. Let me just give you some close-ups of this thing, because it's a really nice, well-built flashlight. Orange pure reflector, nice crenellated bezel, kind of like your heat dissipation fins there. I hope you can get a camera will focus on that. That's the traction checkering, or whatever you want to call it, in the body. This is all, cut into or machined into the aluminum. It really is very, very nice and comfortable, yet would give you some good traction if it's wet. Now to the end, there's the they call this the standard switch and the mode switch here, or here, that little toggle switch right there, and then the micro USB charger. This thing fits in there very snugly, and a little side switch, which is rubberized. I like the fact that it's pretty easy to find this with your thumb, because A, it's got a flat here, and then you can index your index finger right on the USB port, and it's going to put your thumb right on the side button. So there you go. Let's talk about the night shots, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, we're obviously in the dark. We're going to start with the wall shots. We are 10 feet. We'll give or take an inch or two from the wall. So we'll start with the moonlight, which is 5 lumens. Just long press and hold it down to get the moonlight. And this light is a little different. It actually, as you cycle through, it's going to go from high to low, not low to high. But it does have a memory. It will start back where you turned it off last. But right now, this is, again, 5 lumens. This is good for 200 hours. Now, when we push the button again, it's going to go immediately to turbo. So it's going to go from lows to the highest. And here we go. Bam. Watch your eyes. Oh, and there we go. Let the camera settle down. That's the turbo 4,000 lumens. And that one is good for 1.2 hours. Click it again. It's going to go down to the high, which is 1,200 lumens. Good for 2.3 hours. Click it again. Let my camera settle down. It's going to go down to 400 lumens, which is good for 6.5 hours. One more time, it goes down to 100 lumens, good for 21 hours. And then it will also cycle back into moonlight, unlike some flashlights, back down to the 5 lumens. Now, just to show you, let's cycle back through and put it in we'll put it in the medium. So that's going to be the 400 lumens. And if you hold the side switch down till it turns off, let it sit for a minute, and when you turn it back on, it should come back on in the medium, the 400 lumens. And we can tell that's true because we go down, we got 2 more low ones before it goes back to the crazy high one. Okay, so that's the wall shot. Hopefully that's been helpful. We'll take you out to the distance now, and we'll show you some distance shots, kind of show you how it lights up the old outdoor studio here at Survival on Purpose. And I'll actually show you the SOS and the strobe from the other side. Okay, so here we are with the 5 lumens, and you can see nothing out there in the distance with that. But if you pan down to the old planter box here, let the camera focus, you can see it does a really good job of lighting up the general area, and that's about 3-4 feet away. And then so we're going out to the turbos next. So this is going to be 4,000 lumens. So bam, and you can see that sucker lights up everything in the back. It just lights it all up. Click back down to the 1,200 lumens, still lights up a lot. Click it back down to the 400 lumens, and you can see still a very, very wide beam. I don't know if you can see that beam pattern. I'm trying to move it where you can see where the edges are, but it does a really good job. We go down one more. Even at the 100 lumens, it lights up, throws a pretty good bit of light out there. And then we take it down one more back to the 5, and it is gone. But what I like to do with a tactical light is kind of see what kind of a wall of light it's going to throw at a potential attacker if you're going to be using this thing in a tactical manner. So I'm going to take you out there. I'm going to walk out about 75 feet out to the old stump top out there, and we'll show you what it looks like from the other side. Bam! 1,200. That's going to be the 400, 100, and 5. We'll take a look at the strobe. If we double click it, it's going to give us a strobe. And double click it again, it's going to give us the SOS. I also want to get up here in what I think would be, average, maybe tactical range. We're probably about 25 feet from the camera, and if I had to use this in a tactical situation. I wanted to throw out a wall of light that's going to absolutely just blind somebody. So let's see what it looks like from about 20 feet away, 25 feet away. And there's going to be a little strobe from 25 feet away, so watch out for that too. And there you go. Okay, well that was a hopefully not too disjointed a look at the new Klarus XT21X flashlight from Klarus. And I say disjointed because I know I'm sure I made this sound way more complicated than it really is, because I was trying to make sure I didn't miss any details. But bottom line, let me just give you the Georgia Hound Dog version. If you want to be able to just have one touch strobe here and one touch to a super bright light to blind a potential attacker and use this thing for tactical or defensive use, then you go with the tactical setting. If you change it to the outdoor setting, which is really easy to do, as you saw, you just hold these two buttons here down until it flashes, then it's more like a regular flashlight. You can still get to the strobe if you need it, but reality is, you know, this stuff is going to function more, just give you light. It's not about the tactical strobe stuff. So anyway, that's the Hound Dog version. I will say this is a very, very well made light. It is capable of 4,000 lumens, which is stinking bright, but the jumps are really well. And the 100 lumen is very, very usable light in my opinion for just around camp, and 400 is really, really bright enough for almost anything else you need to do. I like the fact that if you put it in tactical mode, you can bam, you got the strobe right there, and you're good to go. And it's just, I also like that it's a momentary, so when I let go of it, it goes off. Same, and then same thing with the tail switch. I can either go to strobe or I can go to really bright light. For a tactical flashlight, that's exactly what I think you want. And then I like the ability to take the same tactical flashlight and just turn it into a regular flashlight for regular flashlight use if you're camping or whatever. So anyway, once again, thanks to the folks at Going Gear for sending me home with this so I could test it and show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a new video every Friday and Saturday, and sometimes random videos throughout the week. If you haven't subscribed, you can fix that right now by clicking right down there, clicking that little notification bell, so hopefully YouTube will notify you when I put out a new video. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single one, I invite you to subscribe to my weekly email newsletter at survivalonpurpose.com/subscribe, where every Sunday I will send you a new email with all the previous week's videos, plus any cool offers, deals, or just regular rambling news that I think you might be interested in. You can also click that little box down there with a knife in it, and it'll take you right there also. So anyway, I really appreciate all the support. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.